There are the 10 things that every highly skilled, highly paid copywriter does for every single piece of copy they write. Ever wonder how much of copywriting is actually writing? The answer might surprise you. The truth is, crafting messaging is only a tiny part of copywriting. Because in order to be a successful copywriter, you first need to know how to do customer analysis and market research. You need to understand strategy and positioning. You must conceptualize a killer hook and craft an irresistible offer. And all this needs to happen before a single word gets written. And this is why copywriters never charge per word, because writing is literally only a tiny fraction of what they do. That 6-word headline could have taken hours, maybe even days or weeks to craft based on the steps I'm sharing in today's article. So, copywriters, if you want to know the high-level skills you need in order to charge more for your work and get clients literally knocking on your door every single week, this is my complete 10-step copywriting tutorial, and surprise, surprise, it's not all about writing. Step number 1: get to know your customer avatar. First things first, before you can sit down to write a single word, you need to get crystal clear on who you're selling to, and what their pains, desires, and fears are. That's right, I'm talking about your customer avatar here. You need to write your copy as if you're speaking to one specific person. And the more specific you can be in describing the real-life emotions this person experiences, the better. So go out there and research your little booty off so that you can fully understand everything about them. The best way to do this? Hit up Reddit forums and FB groups, read Amazon reviews, and dig into research tools like Answer the Public. This is how you learn exactly what your ideal customer wants to know. For example, I recently looked up Dream Recall on Reddit and look at all of these awesome threads that popped up. You can see the actual questions that people are asking about this topic. So say you're writing for a client that teaches people how to recall their dreams. Yes, it's a thing. Now, don't underestimate the power of this. Truly understanding your customer avatar is a step that will set you miles ahead of your competitors. Step number 2: uncover your USP. The USP, or unique selling proposition, is what makes your brand or product stand apart from the competition that's out there fighting for the same spot in your customer's heart, mind, and wallet. In other words, why should they choose you? Are you cheaper, better, faster, quicker, higher quality, or more sustainable? Your USP should be super short, clear, and concise. You should be able to effectively communicate what you do, and how you can help, all in just a few short sentences. Step number 3: empathize with their pain. The human being is a weird, complex, little creature that is innately hardwired to avoid pain, at all costs, before ever seeking pleasure. And this is why it's so important for you to not only identify your avatar's pain points but to empathize with them in your copy. Now, of course, you don't want to do this in a sleazy, cringy, douchebaggy kind of way. Your customer should never feel attacked or shamed. What they should feel is seen, heard, and understood. For example, on my sales page for the Copy Posse launch files, I talk about the dreaded copywriter catch-22, how you can't get hired without a portfolio and you can't build your portfolio without getting hired. Empathizing with pain isn't about putting salt in the wound. It's about identifying the discomfort, distress, or frustrations your audience has in a real and relatable way. Step number 4: offer a solution. Only after you've created trust and rapport in your copy through empathy do you pivot to the solution you have to help them overcome their problem. Whether it be a product or a service, remember your solution needs to be believable. Simply having a great offer is not enough to get a conversion. Your audience needs to believe it can help them. Step number 5: identify benefits, not only features. So you just presented what you're selling, but now you need to identify why on earth someone would buy it. You should, of course, include the features of your product in your copy, anything the product has or is. But no one is going to buy your product on the features alone, which is why it's super important to include those juicy bennies. The benefits are the big promise behind your offer. It should paint a clear picture of what your prospect's life could look like after purchasing your product. Step number 6: craft a killer hook. As marketers and copywriters, we're in the business of attention and retention. So the highest goal in any marketing campaign is to capture and keep your audience's attention. How? With a killer hook. A hook is an attention-grabbing idea, concept, or statement that piques the reader's or listener's curiosity and makes them want to learn more. So, arguably, conceptualizing hooks and crafting show-stopping headlines is something all great copywriters should learn how to do ASAP. It's the highest paid skill a copywriter can master, in my opinion. Step number 7: use user-generated content. Sometimes the best copywriting doesn't come from copywriters but from customers. Social proof is a game changer in marketing and makes our jobs as copywriters a lot easier. In fact, 72% of people say that positive testimonials and reviews increase their trust in a business, and a whopping 88% of people say that reviews directly influence their purchasing decisions. This is exactly why it's super important to feature testimonials in your copy. In my opinion, the best kind are the 100% candid, organic and relatable user-generated posts, videos and reviews that people leave online. It all comes down to the core fact that people trust other people, but we don't always trust the brand itself, well, at least not at first. We all expect a brand to self-promote and talk about how great and superior they are. But when someone else promotes them, we're all ears. And we're usually more likely to buy. Step number 8: give them a reason to act now. Another funny little quirk about us humans is that if we can do something later and get the exact same result or benefit as doing it right now, we will wait. We are inherent procrastinators, so if you want someone to act now, you gotta give them a good reason to do it. Using scarcity in your marketing and copywriting is a powerful motivator when done well. Scarcity refers to the idea of making products or services limited in some way. This can be done in the form of price scarcity, so a limited time discount, quantity scarcity, a limited amount left, premium scarcity, exclusive bonuses and gifts added for a limited time, or offer scarcity, the cart is closing. You likely see scarcity every single day, and a lot of the time it'll be that final push you need to purchase something you've been on the fence about. Like when you find a great hotel online and they always let you know how many rooms were left, which creates some serious FOMO in your mind. Only one room left? What? I better book it now. Pro tip: just because scarcity can get your prospect to buy now instead of later, that doesn't mean it's okay to lie, be hypey, or misleading. That's a surefire way to lose the trust of your customers and completely tarnish the reputation of your business, so only include scarcity when it's legit. Step number 9: have a clear and concise call to action. Confusion is the biggest conversion killer, so your call to action, or CTA, needs to pack a serious punch. It must only take a second for the prospect to understand what to do next. Your CTA is the second most important part of your copy, after the headline. According to Unbounce, more than 90% of visitors who read your headline also read your CTA copy. So your CTA should be clear and straight to the point, not imply or beat around the bush. For instance, book my free spot now, or click to get instant access, or click here to enroll now. The most important rule of copywriting is to have only one clear and concise call to action. You should only be asking your prospect to do one thing, and that's to click, sign up or buy. Not share, comment, watch, like, sign up, and buy. Pro tip: make your CTA personal using the first person. Step number 10: keep it simple. The final and most important thing to remember when writing anything is to keep it simple. In copywriting, less is more. You want every sentence to be strategic and necessary to the customer's buying journey. So as you're crafting your copy, be critical of any fluff or filler. Look for any unnecessary ideas, verbose sentences, or long lists of adjectives that don't add any power or punch. Most people read at the 7th-8th grade level, so you want to make sure your copy is simple and easy to read, yet effective. Remember that just because you understand everything, doesn't mean that your customer avatar will. I like to use Hemingway Editor, HemingwayApp.com, to double-check the readability of my copy. You also want to go through to double, triple, and quadruple check your work for grammatical errors, run-on sentences, or large chunks of text. Pro tip: read your copy out loud and from your mobile phone. Remember, the majority of online readers are consuming content on their mobile devices, so you want to make sure your copy is easy to read on all platforms.